The next section of research thesis or research project is result section. This section presents the finding of the research, including any statistical analysis or data visualization. The results should be presented in a clear and organized manner, and the significance of the finding should be discussed. Here is a step-by-step guide on how to write the results section of a thesis. Number 1, start with a brief introduction, present your data, describe your finding, interpret your results, compare your result with previous studies, limitation of the study, and conclusions. Next section of a thesis is discussion thesis. This section interprets the result of the research and explain their significance in relation to the research question. It may also compare the finding to previous research and offer suggestions for future research. Here are some steps to help you write an effective discussion section. The first one is begin with the brief summary, interpret the finding, relate your finding to previous research, discuss the limitation of your study, implication and application, conclusion. Remember that the discussion section is where you get to interpret your finding and explain their significance. It is an opportunity to demonstrate your critical thinking and show how your research contribute to the field. Ensure that your discussion section is well structured, clearly written, and supported by evidence from your study and previous research. The next section of research thesis is conclusion section. This section summarizes the main finding of the research and relate the thesis statement. It also discusses the implication of the research and its potential impact. Here are some steps to help you write an effective conclusion. The first one is restate the research question, summarize the main finding, discuss the implication of the finding, concluding statement, limitation and future research. Remember that conclusion section is the final opportunity to make an impact on the reader. It should be concise, clear, and impactful. Ensure that your conclusion is well organized, supported by evidence from your study, and demonstrate your critical thinking. The next section of research thesis or research project will be reference section. This section lists all the sources cited. The thesis included book, journal article, and other sources of information in APA referencing style. Here are the steps to make a reference section of research thesis project. Number 1, collect your sources, gather your sources, organize your sources, check the formatting, verify your sources, include all sources, review and edit. In summary, to make a reference section of research thesis, you need to gather and organize your sources, check the formatting, verify the accuracy of your source, include all sources used, and review and edit your reference section until it is complete and error-free. By formatting this step, you can ensure that your reference section is an accurate and reliable representation of your research. In this regard, there are various online tools which help you to manage your references. Next section is appendices. This section includes any additional material that are related to the research, such as questionnaire, surveys, or statistical table. These materials are not typically included in the main body of the thesis but are provided as supplemental information. Here you can add your research question, your interviews, your data sheet, and whatever you like to include in this section you can include. So here are the steps to make an appendix section of a research thesis project. Number 1 is determine what to include. Label your appendices. Format your appendices. Include all appendices. Review and edit. In summary, to make an appendix section of research thesis, you need to determine what supplementary information to include. Label all format your appendices consistently, include all relevant appendices, and review and edit your appendix section until it is complete and error free. By following these steps, you can ensure that your appendix section is valuable and useful addition to your research thesis. Thank you very much. I hope that I tried to discuss the various important sections of research thesis and research project, and I provided basic information related to all the section, and I hope you can learn from this lecture, and inshallah in future I will describe briefly about each section, how to write each section in an effective way. Thank you very much. Keep watching. Allah Hafiz.